And I'm in this sort of weird place where, I'm like thinking, I don't want to see Christine ever again. I don't want to think about her. I don't want to drive past this house ever again and mourn this. I don't want to sit and be in this place again. I don't want to deal with this at all.
Bye, Christine. Good luck.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
We're going to miss you and hope to see you soon, sweetie.
It's just devastating.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for coming. Hey, it means a lot to me that you came.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Friday, September 6th, 2024. If you were wondering if Christine Brown and Robyn Brown were set to face off in the new season of Sister Wives, you would be correct. We went through an entire season of 18 where Christine and Robyn never interacted face to face. Their last interaction face to face on the show was when Christine left Flagstaff. Yes, the very tense goodbye scene where McKelty kind of brought everyone together and wanted everyone to say goodbye. And Kody showed up very much with his wife, Robyn. And Janelle was on one side, and Kody and Robyn were on the other side. Now that we've seen the inside of Kody and Robyn's house, it very much makes sense that Christine said that Kody will always be with Robyn and Robyn will always be Kody's wife. He will always be Robyn's husband. Now that we've seen the inside of the house, it's clear he was hunkering down with Robyn. Well, now in the new season, season 19 and episode 3, Christine and Robyn are set to face off. TLC released the synopsis for the third episode of Sister Wives, and it says, after reuniting at a wedding, Kody describes the family dynamic as a total civil war. Yikes. Well, this isn't new. He actually referred to the family as a civil war last season. And this is his dramatic way of claiming that it's like two sides that have split apart and they're all fighting. I wonder if at any time they will actually declare that part of the Civil War has to do with those of the family that are continuing to embrace the fundamentalist belief system and those that are not, and those that are unwilling to ascribe to the world of polygamy and those that still are. I wonder if that will ever be addressed, although I don't think it will. The other part of the episode, it says Christine and Robyn reunite in the waiting room as McKelty welcomes her twins via C-section. Spicy. And at a game night with Robyn and their kids, Kody reflects on his 3 failed marriages. Okay, I don't know if I like this concept of Kody unloading about his failed marriages in front of his children. That's like a dynamic that makes me slightly uncomfortable, but this is reality television and they don't seem to have any boundaries. I don't know if it's like Solomon and Ariella that they're doing this in front of, or if it's in front of the adult children. But either way, that seems like a really weird idea. Talking about your failed marriages in front of your children. Generally, you want to keep your kids out of your adult issues. But what do I know? Now, Kody's wedding. I wonder what wedding they're at. We'll have to find out. Maybe they don't even show the wedding. And then Christine and Robyn meeting up in the waiting room at McKelty's birth with the twins. They had to figure out how they were going to film this because McKelty's birth, the C-section, was actually filmed in the operating room, but they would not allow her to use the footage because they didn't get approval from the hospital to film. And multiple nurses and medical staff that were in this filming did not want to be on the show. So they were not allowed to film, they were not allowed to show it. So it's completely scrapped. So if you're wondering if we're going to see the actual delivery, we will not. Do I think that Christine and Robyn are going to get into it when it comes to their issues with each other? I really don't. If you recall, Robyn was there when McKelty delivered Avalon. She Skyped in or Zoomed in. I don't know what they used in order to get her involved in that, but she was involved in that birth, and Christine was able to sort of suck it up and not say anything and just deal with it. And I have a hard time believing that Robyn and Christine would actually get into a fight on camera. I feel like they both will talk shit about each other when they're not on face to face. I have a hard time believing there would be an argument, but maybe there will. Up until the last several months, Robyn was very close with McKelty, but it honestly appears like things have soured between them. McKelty was on her Patreon last night and she was asked about her dad's move, and she almost was like shocked because she didn't really know anything about it. It was pretty weird. So that made me feel like there's definitely things that are going on, because if you're going to make a big decision like putting your house on the market and you are going to be selling your house and potentially leaving Flagstaff, you would assume that, the children that you have in your life that you're close to would know about this. But it appears as though Kody isn't talking to his kids about this. And McKelty even mentioned that she spoke to her dad a couple days before because one of her kids got hurt, and what she was worried that they had a concussion. And so she was going through all the different people to call them to find out, how to manage this. Should she go to the hospital? What are the symptoms? And she ended up talking to her dad, but she didn't talk to her dad at all about what was going on in his life. She was more concerned, obviously, with what was happening with her kid. But it sounds like there's a huge disconnect right now because he's not even telling his kids about this move, which then further makes me believe that there's more disconnect in this family than let on, which further makes me believe that there is a strain in the relationship between McKelty and Robyn.
That house is massive. I know it wasn't their dream home. It was kind of just like this is what was available. Let's go for it. But I'm also like, are you coming to Utah? Are you building on the property? Are you trying to sell it now because you already have something on the property that we don't know about? I feel like I'm going to get a huge insight into his life on the show because I don't know what's going on. So I think it's good for them though. My guess is they're probably downsizing a bunch. I know they
I'm telling you, she didn't know the basics about Kody's life. This was a girl that used to be the only one that spoke to Kody. One of the few kids outside of the kids that he has with Robyn that still maintained a relationship with him. And since her brother Garrison passed away, her relationship with her dad has completely fractured. And Kody is clearly not telling his kids what he's doing. He's not giving any information to anyone outside of his immediate family with Robyn, which further tells me that Kody really doesn't view anyone outside of his immediate family with Robyn as anyone that's of importance. I recognize that he has 17 living children, but if you're going to move and it's going to become a public story, you would think that you would tell at least some of the kids that you're on good terms with, or your children in general, that you're making this decision. Putting your house on the market and moving is a big deal. And add to the fact that there's been looming speculation about Kody and Robyn's relationship, add to the fact that there's been looming speculation about what's going on with their finances. And she's literally saying, like, I think I'm going to get a better insight into my dad's life through the show. So it's like, in order for her to know what's going on in her dad's life, she literally has to watch a television show because she has such limited contact with him. That to me tells you that there's been a complete breakdown, because last year McKelty was one of the only children that would like sing his praises and defend him and try to claim that like he was still a good father. And now it's like she has no clue. She has no clue about what's going on. She even said that she doesn't think that Kody and Robyn are going to end up splitting. She can't see this being a reason for why they would be moving. She said she highly doubts they would be separating. But then even again there, she had no clue because she doesn't have any insight into what's going on in their relationship. And again, she said she would have to watch the show to gain insight into what's happening in her dad's marriage with Robyn. This girl used to be so close with Robyn where they would talk all the time. And now it's like she doesn't know the basics. She doesn't know the status of their marriage. She doesn't know what's going on with Brianna and Aurora. She doesn't know if her dad is moving. She doesn't know why her dad is moving. She doesn't know where her dad is moving. So when we talk about this family being a family, I think it's clear they are not a family. And I don't know if Garrison's death was like a place where a line was crossed. You know what I mean? Like there was some stories after Garrison passed away that the death had basically caused further division in the family because of the fact that people were very wounded, feeling very wounded by what happened, hurt, and feeling like, issues in the family were contributing to issues with Garrison's mental health. And they felt like it only was going to fracture things more. Like that division was getting deeper because they were not willing to forgive them. And Kody, the sources were saying, was, not in a place where he wanted to reconcile with any of his children, despite the fact that he lost a child, right? A child that he barely had a relationship with, but he still had no interest in repairing relationships with his kids. That is wild. Absolutely wild. And it just tells me further how divided this family is. Knowing how egotistical and what the kind of complex that Kody has, I feel like if he were buying a large ranch, there's literally someone trying to claim that they're buying a $4 million property, to which I say, with what money? He's literally never had that kind of capital buy anything that expensive. But I would think that if he were buying a property that was this big, and if he had the kind of capital to purchase a huge ranch or a $4 million property in Flagstaff, he would tell his kids because it would be something that he can brag about. I feel like there's secrecy when there's things that people don't want people to know, right? So, like, if people are dealing with marital issues, if there are problems with finances, I would think that it would be more probable that they would be not telling anyone about it because they want to hide it. They don't want people to know. They don't want it to get out. I also fully believe that any realtor that's trying to claim that they're buying a bigger house is fully lying because Kody would never want to admit to the fact that he was having financial problems that would lead him to having to sell this house. And I don't think that he can afford this house anymore. And that's why I think he's moving. But that's literally my opinion. I don't know what's going on. And again, until the show is released, we have no clue. We know in the promos their marriage is falling apart, but we also know in other promos Kody's claiming that marriage is his biggest source of joy now, and Robyn's saying that her happiness is in Kody. So you never know the truth with these two because Kody is such a liar. Kody lies about literally everything, and so does Robyn. And Robyn lies because Kody wants her to lie, and she's willing to lie for Kody to protect things. She's so under Kody's lock and key, and he buys her off by spending all of his money on her that she's the only way she will leave. The only way that she will leave Kody is if there is no money left. And that I will firmly stand 10 toes down on. The only way that Kody and Robyn are ever going to split up is if money dries up. Robyn is a shopping addict, in my opinion, and needs someone to fuel that addiction. Kody's willing to fuel it for her. Now, when it comes to Robyn and Christine facing off in season 19, I want to say that something dramatic will happen, but I feel like if something dramatic did happen, it would have been in the teaser. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that anything's going to come of it, but there could be something. I mean, if anything, we're probably going to get some sound bites of Christine talking crap in a talking head where she's being interviewed, and maybe Robyn crying in a talking head about what a victim she is. But as far as them having a confrontation, I highly doubt it. But I don't know. But because again, this is a very brief synopsis. But then with it going in with Kody and describes the family as a civil war and then they meet, maybe that's what the civil war is about. I don't know. But what are your thoughts about the synopsis? What are your thoughts about the move? What are your thoughts about the issues with McKelty? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Bye, everyone.